Welcome back. So this video is going to revolve around the next project that is needed to complete the carbide grinder. So the grinding wheels are mounted on a backing plate. So one of these style wheels mounts onto this backing plate right here, and there are a couple of different screws that are used to attach it. So through the years they've changed a little bit. So one setup I have uses this style screw right here, and I have three of these. I have one of the newer style screws, or I have a few of the newer style screws. I have 5 of these, okay? And you can see somebody has ground the face of this head really thin, okay? So each wheel takes 4 of these. So one of the wheels had 3 of the older style and 1 of the new butchered style, and the other wheel has 4 of the newer style, which are all ground up. And the only thing I can think of is that this wheel, or a wheel that was on the machine, was worn down so bad that they were catching the screw when they were using it to grind a tool bit. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make 8 of the older style screws. Now 3 of these are actually not in that bad a shape, so I could probably get away with making 5 of them, but I don't know, I'm going to make them all the same so they look the same, and that way the project will look really nice. It'll look original when it's done. Okay, so I have some plans here. I'll move the camera so we can look at them, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Okay, be right back in a second. So we're here at the bench. So there's the dog going nuts. So I really am enjoying this online program for drawing projects that I'm going to be making. I don't know what else you can use this for, whether you can use it for 3D printing or CNC or things like that, but it is awesome for drawing prints. It takes a little getting used to. Not coming from a computer drafting background, it didn't take me too long, but as you can see, this isn't real complicated, and I've started getting into multi-piece parts that fit together, and I'm experimenting with that, and it's actually going quite well. The name of this program, and trust me, nobody's sponsoring me, just to help you guys out that are interested in it, is called Onshape. It is free. They have a professional version that you pay for, so anything you draw on their format, it is open in public. So I obviously wouldn't draw something on there that you were planning on patenting or something like that, but for, you know, YouTubers, home shop, and even moderate shops, you know, small machine shops, this could work quite well for you if it's, you know, if it's nothing private you want to keep private. I don't care who shares these prints. I really don't care. I'm using it only to make my job easier. It allows me to fit things and make sure that everything's going to work prior to actually machining the part. I like working to a print. Many times I don't. I'll work to a sketch. But since I found this program, it is so much nicer. So I drew it out. This is going to be 880 thousandths long. That is what the original is. Almost. I made it just a little bit longer than the original, and the reason for that is if you look at the part where they come through the back, it's about 1/8 of an inch. It could go a little bit further, so I want to get as much thread in there as possible for obvious reasons. This is a piece of aluminum. I just like to have as much thread as possible. This is going to be a 5/16 18 thread. It's going to have a relief in it. The relief is going to be around 225 thousandths, and the shoulder is 375. Now, the hole that's in the back of this plate is actually a little bit bigger than 375 by about 1,000th, and these bolts, both of them, are about 1,000 to 2 under that. So I'm going to try to hold pretty close to 375 to get a nice fit. The wheel where they go through are much bigger, so it actually locates in the hub but not on the wheel. The grinding wheels, this one's measuring 389, and this is a Cincinnati wheel. These are the extra. These are actually brand new. He gave me some older brand new wheels that he'd been sitting on for a while. I just want to thank all you guys that have been watching. If this is the first time you've been watching, I have made quite a few other videos and other videos on this carbide grinder. I'm not sure how many videos this is going to entail in the end. I'm just trying to break things up into smaller sections. I realize that people don't like to watch long drawn out ones, so I'm trying to learn to condense them a little bit. And I actually, in the video that's going to be going up pretty soon, the last video I filmed, I learned how to speed up a section of the video, so you're not watching the whole drawn out thing. You can see it, but it's pretty quick. You know, you can speed it up. So I hope my videos are getting better, and I hope more people watch them. And if you like them, please subscribe, click the like button. And I do this for fun, and I'm having fun doing it, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. So I'll see you over in the lathe when I get set up, and we'll run through one of these and see how fast it plays out. All right, I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, here we are at the lathe. It's the next day. I had something to do, so I had to hold it off till today. But I got the lathe set up. I got a piece of 625 sticking out about 1.5 inches. The length on these are just under 900, so that's plenty of room. I got all my tools. I got my tailstock die holder, and because we'll be coming up against a shoulder, I've got another die backwards in a die holder or die handle so that we can finish that thread up. Okay, I got my back indicator over here on the ledge. I had to move over my chart. It tells me what thread pitches and feed rates, because there's not a whole lot of room in here on this lathe when you use a collet inside the spindle. So I got a Mighty Mag over here that I'm using as a base to push up against, and I will use my dial indicator to mark all my offsets. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to establish a 0 by facing off the end of this, and I'll bring you in tight. so that's my 0. Can't really see the indicator because my spindle speed knob is in the way, but I'm going to bring this up and push it up against here. Alright, so that's my 0. So my first cut has to come down to 375 and it has to go in 700 thousandths. Okay, so I'm going to stay off that just about 10 thousandths so I can, my finish pass, I can get a nice straight face on that edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just about 10 off. Okay, I'll dicum this up for you guys so you can see it. And these Sharpies work much better than dicum on the lathe because it doesn't fling it all over the place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to 376. Because I would like to give, leave an extra 1,000 on there, like polish it up, okay? So now every time I go over there and measure, it'll tell me how much has to be taken off. We're looking at 38,000 roughly. I'm going to take 30, and then we'll take out a measurement. So this time we'll use the micrometer to get a better reading. And I want 375. So if you look at this right now, I'm about 13.5 over, okay? So I'm going to come up and clean up about here and measure it. This is all going to come down around the sides. That way I can hit this around one and give myself a little polish base. So let's go 13. See what we got. All right, so if we look at that, yeah, we're about 1.5 over, roughly, from what I want. So I'm going to take a little bit more. I'm going to check it one more time. So I'm about, you can see that, I'm about 1.5 over, roughly. So I'm going to cut that, and then I'm going to polish that last 1,000th. All right. got a little bit of a radius down in the corner, but that's not a problem because the hole in the wheel is got about 10 thousandths bigger, maybe 15, and it's got a chamfer on the wheel, so it's not a problem on that backing plate. Let's see what we got. So we're a couple of tenths over 1. We'll polish that up. Maybe half over. Maybe half on the. See what we got. I'm gonna be right next to that. So if you look at that, I'm about, I can't see that. I'm about a tenth or 2 over, which isn't a problem. All right, so now we're gonna make our next cut, which is I'm gonna come in 500 thousandths, and I'm going to bring that down to, well, 312. It's a 5/16 18. I'm going to bring it down to about 310. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, mark it off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10 thousandths before. Put a little dicum on that. So once again, I'm going to set my calipers to my size. So I got to 0 them. I'm going to bring this out to 310. Somewhere around there. 310, 0 it. And I know I got to drop that about 64 thousandths roughly. I'm gonna take 50 off one shot, and then we'll measure it. That's what you say. This is about 14 thousandths. I'm gonna take 14. More concerned about being too big or too small because this is a major diameter thread. Let's see. I got 3.9. Whoop. I got 3.9. So that's closer. That's a thousandth under what I wanted. But again, it's a thread. I don't care about that. I'd rather it be a tick small than a tick high. All right, so we're going to come in here. We're going to make our relief cut. I'm going to use a squared off cut off blade. Now I know this offset from my other tool is about 45,000, so I can get pretty close to this by looking at my dial. Oop. I'm going to need the optimizers for that. Can't see that with my regular glasses. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm just going to come up to the edge of it, and I'll be able to feel it when it grabs. like I said, I know pretty close to where it's going to be. Getting close. You can feel the drag now. I usually go till it just bites. There you go. A little play, a little backlash, and there we go. Alright, so that should be pretty damn close to where I want to be. I'm just going to take a quick peek. Yep, it's right where I want to be. So I got to take about 88 thousandths off that. I'm going to take about 70. See where we land. Then give it a check. Just have to bring it over. Alright, I'm going 7 pounds. Need a quick check. Rag. And we want to be about, what is it, 225? Oh, let's set this to 0. We're 226. I'm going to leave it there. That's good enough. 226. Okay. Take this out. I'm going to put a chamfer on it. We're going to put the tailstock die holder in. Put a little cutting oil on there. We're going to put it in low gear, and I'm going to shut it off with the brake. Okay. I got to back it out. And because I didn't come right up to this face, I left a little bit there to come off. I'm going to take this die. Come on. Sometimes it rolls a little burr in the beginning. Come on. Plus I got it's in backwards, so it can be tough to start sometimes. And I'm just taking off that last thread. Alright, that looks good. Looks great. Got a pretty good chamfer on there. I think I'm going to come in, just touch the back. I'm going to take it out of that, speed it up. take off that little crappy thread. Okay. Next we have to part it off. Put the parting tool in. Okay, I got to reset my mag back indicator because I'm going to have to come, it's going to be more than an inch with including that cutoff tool. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to come up till I just touch it. Okay, come out. I'm going to set this indicator. The head of this bolt is 188. I'm going to call it 200. Give me something to face off, put my chamfer on. Plus I have to move the thickness of this cutoff tool. So if we call it 325. So 1, 2, 3, 25. That should give me roughly, 10 thousandths or so to clean off. That should be fine. All right, we're in high gear. We're ready to roll cut this off. That's not too long. All right, so that's it. It's got a little tit on the end, but we'll knock that off. I've got 7 more of these to make, and then I'll see you over the milling machine. Or we'll come back and we'll face all these off with the chamfers. I don't know, I might do that. I might just do that off camera. Then we'll do over to the milling machine and we'll put the slot in them. Okay? All right, I'll see you next at the milling machine.